You got John from Legacies.
John, thank you for calling in, 786. Who else is calling in with you, John?
As far as I know, my bassist and my manager should be on the line too.
Hello?
Well, you're welcome to the show. How's your days been, guys?
Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Yep, I can hear you fine.
Oh, hey. This is Marlon Legacies.
Awesome. Did you guys have a pretty good day today?
Yeah, I've had a pretty good day.
Yeah, can't complain.
Brian, are you there?
Yo.
I know you've got some questions for Legacies.
Yeah, a little something. So you guys are fairly, I would say fairly new. Just over a year you guys have been together, is that right?
Yeah, we've only been together for a short time. It's pretty crazy, really. We've moved on pretty quick.
Damn, it's always cool, man. Talk to a newer band that actually has their shit together. That's pretty cool. So you guys are from Miami. What's the scene like down in Miami as far as you guys, bands you play with, things like that? I mean, is it a pretty good scene?
The scene's pretty decent. Just there's not really many venues out here, so it's hard to find shows to play. But the band, the music, it's pretty unreal, man. There's a lot of good bands coming out of this place.
Right. Well, what we're gonna do for you guys tonight, the rest of the bands that we're playing tonight are from all over the world. We've got bands from Armenia, Norway, believe it or not, India, Hungary. And it's crazy because we try to put at least one Florida band in with the mix, and I'm glad we got to play you guys. So, you have two vocals, is that right? Also, John and Jordan.
Yep. Jordan, I don't think is in the call at this time. Don't think he could make it.
Oh,
and I'm John. I'm the screamer.
Right on. So does Jordan? What is his role as far as write lyrics? I mean, what does he do mostly?
Jordan mostly sings. We both write our own lyrics, but we kind of do it in a joint effort. Like
right.
We're both in the same room writing the lyrics.
That's cool.
That's cool. I got a question for you. You mentioned that you're a screamer. Me and Brian, we're actually both prior frontmen from our own bands here in Florida. Getting into the screaming, I know that's a really tough thing to kind of break your voice. I used to scream in my car all the time. That was kind of like my safe place to do that.
Yeah.
How did that go to? Yeah. How long did it take, I should say, for you to actually grasp the scream? How long did that take you to do?
I'm not going to even lie. For a long time, I was doing the incorrect technique known as inhaling. And about 3 years later, I got a wake-up call. One of my friends, screamed doing exhales in front of me, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck was that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then it took me about 3 months of just trial and error to finally get a sound that was good and that didn't it wasn't taxing on my vocal cords. And I just built on it from there.
Dude, I remember many a days that the next day after practice I couldn't even talk, and I work at a call center, man. It was really fucked up for me to have to go through that. But I admire you, bro, as a screamer, man. That's one tough thing to actually break through and finally get that.
Yeah, man, it is freaking when every time I have to go to do vocals the next day or that same night, I'm drinking tea, chugging honey, it's a full-time job taking care of your vocal cords.
John's one of the best screamers we actually know, so.
Yeah, it's weird. I could definitely notice when I was doing this shit. Back then I used to smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore, but back then I did, and doing it while I smoked, it made it more raspy, it was a lot easier to do it, I think. But now that I don't smoke, you kind of really have to work for it. You know what I mean? It's weird.
I can understand where you're coming from there. A lot of people think that their vocals sounded better, more raspy or something. when they smoke and now that they don't, like, it's different. I mean, and I've heard people that do that. I've never smoked before in my life, but so, like, I mean, I had to find the right way to do it to make it, give it that rasp without smoking, I guess.
Yeah, it honestly, like, you have to piss off your throat to get it to sound right. Yeah. But I mean, that's what Anthony was talking about. You got to kind of break your voice, man. That's really true. You really do. Like, once you hit that point, dude, it's easier. Once you hit that one spot, so that's what's up there.
Yeah.
So
to be
where
honest,
do you kind of get like like your influences? Like, what are some bands that you listened to growing up that kind of influenced how you do what you do?
Actually, one of the first bands I listened to that got me into screaming was Lamb of God. But then, like, it started getting more into, like, post-hardcore and hardcore music, like A Day to Remember, Escape the Fate. Attila's a big influence for me, too.
Nice.
So,
me and Brian, actually, we have, like, completely different influences. We, like, grew up on Metallica and Megadeth and, like, Anthrax and Slayer and, like, all these other different thrash bands and theater. One of the earliest ones I listened to was Asking Alexandria, though, so, like, that kind of, like, inspired me later on to, like, actually try to do that.
Let me ask you guys a question. Y'all did a show last month on the 12th in Fort Lauderdale at the Bubble. You played with a bunch of bands that we've had on this show before, Something to Believe in, As the World Weeps, Allison Tonight. How did that show go? Was that pretty awesome?
Oh, actually, that show was great.
Yeah, that was one of our better shows, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's sweet, dude.
Even though I remember we had to switch out the snares at first because our drummer snare gave out. So,
oh, yeah, technical difficulties. We switched snare like 4 times in that set. It was pretty.
It all turned out like to be crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty disappointing, but we pulled through and we got the set done. So.
Oh yeah,
well, that's cool, man. Now tell us how you guys came about. How did Legacies form?
Actually,
that was actually Brian, Gianni, and one of our friends that I was in a band with them before. A long time ago, and we broke up, and the guitarist, the drummer, and the other guitarist, which was a friend of ours, Brian and Gianni, like, they wanted to make a band. So they made a small band, and then they just kind of got John and Jordan, and then they asked.
Yeah, they went looking for vocalists. They found Jordan, but they didn't want only singing. So Jordan, who I've been friends with for a couple of years now, he recommended me as their screamer. We all met up one day, and it was only Brian, Gianni, and Ray, which is the other friend of ours, and they all 3 approved of it. Like, they enjoyed our voices, they liked our voices, they wanted us to be in the band, they approved of it. We approved of their instrumentals, so we were pretty much set, but we didn't have a bassist, and that's when the guys kind of just called Marlon and asked him, hey, could you fill in for bass until we find somebody? Marlon, we make this joke all the time. Marlon said that that he would fill in for now, but that it wasn't going to be permanent. About 2 months later, he was like, "This is the only band for me."
That is cool.
As soon as you got together, started messing around, it all clicked, and that's a good thing in a band, man. It's a pain in the ass when you're trying to, like, try out. All right, everybody sucks, and finally somebody comes in, and you're like, that's the guy.
Yeah.
It's always a thing when you get a good kind of group together, like a brotherhood almost.
Yeah.
I've been kind of doing a little bit of research about you guys. You had your first demo. What was it? This Is For Them. That was earlier this year.
Yeah. That was around what? January, February.
Yeah, almost a year now.
Yep.
So that's on. It's on Legacies EP also.
I'm sorry. Repeat the question.
Is that on the EP also, or that was just a demo?
Yeah, This Is For Them is actually, I think, the second or third track on the EP. I can't remember.
Yeah, and it was the first song we wrote.
Yeah, it was the first song that we wrote as a band, and it was honestly out of the other songs. It wasn't the first song that we wrote as a band. It was the first song that we wrote with Marlon because the other songs had been written without him. And then it was the first song that Jordan and I actually collabed with lyrics. All the other songs, except for Jekyll and Hyde, which is the first track on the EP, those were all done like lyrics separately. Like Jordan would write his lyrics and I would write my lyrics. And we through the process of writing, we realized that was a stupid way of writing lyrics. So we got together for This Is For Them. We wrote the lyrics together, and then we did the same thing for Jekyll and Hyde, and it worked out great.
And what's the vision behind Jekyll and Hyde?
Yeah. Jekyll and Hyde is actually a straight up telling of Jekyll and Hyde in a more different sort of setting, I guess.
Yeah, in a different
view on it.
In a different frame of view.
Yeah, instead of thinking it like Dr. Jekyll is the good guy, so he's obviously the singer, and Mr. Hyde is the bad guy, so he must be the screamer. We kind of twisted that, where Mr. Hyde is the singer, and he's basically turning the screamer, me in this case, making him go crazy, he's losing his freaking mind, this guy's going nuts. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to get rid of him, and basically by the end of the song, it goes towards what the story says, and he ends up ending his own life to get rid of Mr. Hyde.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Yes. At the end of the song, you can hear that pistol shot, the old style 50s pistol shot. At the end of the song.
That's awesome.
And we actually the beginning was inspired because we were listening to Star Wars, the Cantina song, and the beginning. Me and Ray and Brian, I slept over the house one day, and we were like, dude, what if we start the song like this, and we just wrote around it, and that came out, and we were like, let's start a song like this, and then let's make it go really, really heavy.
Yeah, when me and Jordan first heard the little intro, we thought it sounded really 1800s or something. So we were just like, what can we do that's 1800s for this? And we came up with Jekyll and Hyde.
Damn. Well, dude, we're going to go ahead and play Jekyll and Hyde before we let you guys go. But go ahead, man. You guys introduce the song. One of you guys, if not all you guys, I don't really care. But either way, we want to go ahead and play that song here in just a second. So take it away, guys.
Yeah, well, first off, thank you so very much, guys, for calling in. It's been a real pleasure. I want you guys to keep us up to date. As soon as you come out with material, get with us. We're going to promote it. We're going to put it on the air. And just once again, thanks so much for calling in.
Thank you for the opportunity, man. This was great.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'll take it away. Introduce this song for the listeners.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Hope you guys enjoy this. This is our take on Jekyll and Hyde by Legacies.
Good old Legacies from Miami, bro.
I like that shit, man. They were
Good stuff.
different kind of sound, and it's definitely something that comes through. Them all kind of meshing together and going through it really well.
Yeah, very, very, very tight sound, man.
Yeah, for sure.